The patients that I see are usually women and couples trying to get pregnant, trying to conceive. And I'm expanding my work to include fertility as a larger energetic of expanding from really focusing on reproductive vigor to being fertile in life. Fertility it's a combination of creativity and receptivity, that when the creative energies, maybe in the form of inspiration, is received in the individual, then the individual can act and something new can happen, something can be birthed, whether that's an idea or a new business or a movement or a political agenda, or it can be pointed into reproduction as a child. So I think, so often we think of the creative energy as belonging to male energy, and the receptive energy is belonging to female energy. So once these two energies come together in their truest, most authentic self, then life happens. And so what's true for each kind of patient, whether they're trying to create a child or just trying to bring life through, the same body of work informs both patients. It's a joint effort of walking side by side, and maybe there's some shepherding. I have knowledge of this information and these skills, and I choose which ones I impart with which patients, which will match each patient perfectly to help them on their healing journey. People come with their symptoms and say, can you help me with these? So of course it's imperative that I meet the patient where they are. And that is addressing one by one what my plan is to help with their physical symptomatic expression. And usually there's several aspects involved in the treatment plan. One is to give an individualized acupuncture prescription. Now, obviously, I won't do the acupuncture unless we're together in person, but I will recommend, and I have a large network in this country, in the United States, in Europe, and in Israel, of a network of practitioners that I can refer to who are, in fact, fertility specialists. The next thing I give is an individualized herbal prescription. And again, this is, if 5 patients come with painful periods, they may get 5 different prescriptions. This is not this formula, it's not a recipe, it's individualized based on what the exact expression of that patient is in this moment. And so that's a very special thing. And I send that myself. I work with a pharmacy that mails the herbs to you no matter where your location is. We can bring in modern understanding of diet and talk about nutritional supplements. There's a lot of research on what we're calling nutraceuticals. And these are potent nutritional supplements that are aimed at disease expressions, and I use those often too, and have a lot of knowledge about that subject. The Chinese words for nourishing life are Yangsheng. Yangsheng points to a very specific aspect of Chinese medicine known as the science of longevity. The actual words Yangsheng translate into nourishing life or life cultivation. And that's why it is the name of our organization. We're very interested in where the body is healthy. How can we assess where the vitality is and where it is not? We call it in Chinese medicine the correct qi. That's the qi, or the energy, the life force that you have right now that is building and growing and acting properly and giving your body the power and the vitality that it has. As we do that, as we become more skillful on how we spend or save that essential qi, then we have some say-so in how our disease or our health progresses. We can also say that qi, when you're born, you have 100% of qi, or a different aspect of chi is called your essence. That's what you're born with. It's your potential. It's like your reserves. So you're born with 100% of this, and then as you age, you use it up. At your death, you have 0% of chi. So you can imagine over the course of a lifetime, the more skillful you are at spending your chi or saving it, the happier, fuller, richer life you have. I mean, that's really the essential piece of a longevity practice is how am I spending my chi, and how do I save it? And really get to the core of that issue with each and every patient that I see. So the three main ways that chi, or your energy, becomes imbalanced is it's either exhausted, it is stagnant, or it's become toxic. And that can express either physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And so it's my job, and sometimes there's a mixture of all of those pieces, but it really broken down in its most bare bones simplicity. That's what we're dealing with, and our questions, our interviewing is geared to try to determine where are you exhausted and where are you blocked, and how can I most precisely and most efficiently reestablish proper flow so you can have replenishment and rejuvenation of your vigor, which is your birthright. To marry traditional Chinese medicine philosophy with the yoga practice is a particularly helpful healing integration. And that's really what I'm offering yoga students to learn about fertility and yoga, as well as yoga teachers. To be clear, Hatha Yoga is everything we can do with this body to help us become more healthy. So we put our body into shapes, we call that asana or postures. We breathe this body, we concentrate this body, we hold mudras or hand positions that evoke a kind of power or intention. So it's all the ways that we can cultivate and open the body, the meridians, the chakras, creating flow and integration with the body. One of my passions is to share yoga, infertility, and Chinese medicine with the yoga community, whether it's yoga students or yoga teachers. There's such a demand for women wanting to know, how do I enhance my fertility with yoga?